And breaking news, the Hizbul Mujahideen has issued a threat to parents of children in Jammu and Kashmir, saying that they should not be sending their children to schools and colleges for the Independence Day celebrations. Our colleague Zeenat is getting us more details, and before we get her, Snehesh is also joining us on the phone line. Snehesh, what have we heard as far as this statement goes? And are these cowards who are even scared of our little children being a part of the Independence Day celebration?
Who are so scared of school children taking part in the Independence Day celebration. Now, this is the kind of fear that they want to instill in the people of Kashmir. And at the end of the day, one will really have to think, who are they working for? Because they're working against the interest of Kashmir, and they're threatening school children. Now, this is the lowest that they can actually fall. You know, in the recent days, they have carried out a spate of attacks on on Kashmiris working in the security machinery, as well as those otherwise also civilians also, and they've targeted and killed them. And now this warning to the school children is the lowest that the terror groups like Hizbul Mujahideen, who work at the behest of Pakistan, can fall down to, Deepti.
And you know, Snehesh, these are a bunch of cowards as well known. The reason why they attack our civilians, our children, our women. But the very fact that they need to come down to this, issue a threat of sorts to children for being able to participate in the Independence Day celebrations, does this also tell you a story of a rattled Hizbul Mujahideen right now?
Absolutely. You know, the Hizbul Mujahideen is a rattled terror organization. Remember that in the past few months, you know, they've taken a major number of hits. You know, their top cadres have been neutralized by the security forces. There is a larger, and most of these operations are being carried out by the security forces based on intelligence inputs. Now, where do these intelligence inputs come from? These intelligence inputs come from the very same Kashmiris in Kashmir who are fed up with this terror agenda of the Hizbul Mujahideen, who are fed up with this proxy war being waged by Pakistan. And that is why you have Hizbul Mujahideen, coming out with such statements, because they are rattled, they are scared, and all that they can do is try and scare the people once again. Now here, they are trying to scare young school children, wanting to attend the Independence Day celebrations on the 15th of August in their schools. Now, these celebrations are held across the country, and these children participate on their own. And they don't want this to happen because they fear that they are losing ground, and more children participate in it. You know, it will be bad for them because their future recruitment ground remains zero, Deepti.
And you know, somewhere, Snehesh, there is another way to read into this threat, I think. I'm not sure whether Hizbul itself at this point is strong enough to issue threats. But the very fact, again, that they use children to propagate their messages, and we are putting out that entire so-called threat letter also on our screen, Snehesh, tells you that this is a Hizbul Mujahideen, perhaps very, very scared even of our little children.
Yes, absolutely. And the Hizbul Mujahideen is scared. Remember that, they've been focusing a lot on the South Kashmir. Their main aim is to radicalize the young children, the youth of Kashmir, and try and make them join their ranks. Now, they have been successful in doing that to a certain extent, especially in South Kashmir. But now, if you see, increasingly operations being held against them where the top commanders are being neutralized on a regular basis. Now, this is because it's a tip-off that has been generated by the security forces among the people of Kashmir themselves. So there are people out there. Remember that a few days back there was another video of a Hizbul terrorist who had come out, in which he was appealing to the people not to tip off the security forces of their whereabouts, because this clearly shows that the Hizbul Mujahideen is rattled by the kind of operations and the lack of support among the people that it is getting over the past few months, leading to several encounters in which the top commanders are neutralized. Also remember that while they've been successful in radicalizing youth and certain youth and making them join the organization, most of these new recruits have actually reached out to their family and security forces wanting to come back. So while operations have been held, we also have seen a number of arrests that have taken place in Jammu and Kashmir. So you can see the pressure is slowly building up on terror groups like Hizbul Mujahideen, who are, following the diktats of their handlers based in Pakistan. But however, they're finding out that soon that, they are not able to get the same kind of mileage that they were getting earlier. Their people are being neutralized. They're afraid of the fact that people are, giving tip-off to the security agencies about their whereabouts. And hence, they want to instill a fear in the mind of these people. And with this fresh threat letter, this clearly shows how low can the Hizbul Mujahideen and the Pakistani terror machinery can fall down by threatening school children against taking part in Independence Day celebrations in Kashmir, Deepti.
That is the point. And Snehesh, there is another very interesting analogy that I want you to, push a little further. At a point where again and again you've seen that ISIS flag that many show in the valley with their faces covered, to the entire image of our little children being a part of the Independence Day celebrations, it seems that entire image, that powerful image of the Tiranga flying in Jammu and Kashmir is enough to rattle these proxies in particular.
Absolutely, the beautiful image of the tricolor, the Tiranga being unfurled in Kashmir, flying across the Kashmir Valley is something that clearly unsettles these terror machinery, the propaganda machinery that is functioning, that is active in Jammu and Kashmir. It is something that they can't see. It is also a sign of the fact that the people of Kashmir are winning against this terror propaganda, against the terror machinery that continues to foment trouble and terror in Jammu and Kashmir at the behest of Pakistan. Now, the fact that the Hizbul Mujahideen was supposed to be so-called daredevils, who call themselves daredevils and give themselves names like Tiger and other such names, are so afraid of little children taking part in Independence Day celebrations. They are so afraid to see these little kids taking part and holding tricolor. This is something that really unsettles them and clearly shows that they are nothing but a bunch of rattled terrorists who fear for the future because the days are numbered.
All right, and I think, Snehesh, just as always, you will have people from Jammu and Kashmir coming out in a good turnout only to defeat, I think, the ulterior motives of people like the Hizbul and many Pak proxies also in the valley. For the moment, thank you.